Hey, welcome to our daily painting time. This is Barb, Studio B. Today we are going to be painting an Easter wreath on canvas. So I got the background started for us to save some time, and it is white with a little bit of black. I've painted it to look like a worn wood piece. So it's mostly white, just a touch of black, and then while it's still wet, adding just a touch of black on the very edge of the brush, like so. And then coming in to pick up just a little bit of white, and you just kind of streak it in lightly. And if you have too much black on your brush, you can wipe that off. I'm going to have a little bit of the worn look on the edges here. So this painting will be available for parties or for an art kit. I will be taking several art kits up to 3G Boutique tomorrow in Newton. So tomorrow afternoon you'll be able to find them. And if you'd like to schedule a paint time, we can do that too. I will be planning some fun things coming up in April, so as I have them scheduled out, nailed down to all the details, I will let you know. So I don't know how well you can see this, but I have the template on here already. It's a simple wreath with the bunny and Happy Easter. And I'm going to keep the colors pretty simple today. Simple is the new go-to, I think. At least for this week. It's working out for this week. So with the black and white I already have on here, I thought it'd be pretty just to continue with that, and then maybe add just a little splash of color here and there. So I'm going to start with this smaller brush, and I'm going to get the design of our wreath here. It's a real simple like a silhouette design. So I hope you've been enjoying our daily time together. This has been a really fun part of my day. If you have any questions or suggestions for future paintings, let me know. I'd love to hear what they are. This has turned out to be a pretty useful little brush for me the past several days. I've been using it quite often. Now sometimes it's helpful to turn a canvas. When I get to this side, I will probably just turn it. There's the pattern has a line. This is our wreath part. I'm really excited. I have an event this afternoon. I'll be going to a senior community to paint with some fun ladies, a couple gentlemen. So I'm really looking forward to that. If that's something you and your facility would like to do, we can get that set up. They're a lot of fun. We keep the designs beginner friendly, so everyone can enjoy them. And I like to give my painters some choices with different colors. Maybe they have certain colors in mind that they like to use. So I like to bring a variety of things. It's a good social time. One of the things I am working on is scheduling an art party tour, is what I'm calling it. So yeah, if you are interested in that, put in the comments that you would like more information. And I will be posting more about that soon too, as I have all my information nailed down. So once you have the background in, this goes pretty quickly. This is a project you could just take your time with. There would be no reason to hurry. But if you were tight on time, this was still something you could enjoy. So I am going to turn this around. So with the bunny part, I could fill in the whole thing with black and then have the white letters, or I can do an outline and keep the bunny mostly white and have darker letters. Decisions, decisions. We are almost to decision time on that. What would you choose? Now I am curious. I'm sorry I'm not able to see your comments. If you have a comment, I'll try to peek up at the camera and look. This would be pretty with a dark forest or olive type green, and maybe the white background would go well with that. Then maybe some gold accents, that would be pretty. And then it would be pretty to have a little bow added to the top, or some type of ribbon. I'm thinking lots of possibilities here. I was asked yesterday what type of brushes I use. These are acrylic paints, so I like brushes that the bristles are stiffer and they have a little spring to them. If they're really soft, let's see, where's the soft one? This one, I don't know if you can tell, it has a little spring, but not much. But with our acrylic paints are usually are thicker, of course, than like watercolors, so having that little spring helps move the paint along. And I like to be able to have the sharper edges, so So you can just about, it's like you can draw with them. So I'm curious, which of you would rather just do the outline in black, of just the outline, the silhouette of the bunny and the silhouette, or the filled in black with the letters? I'm kind of leaning towards that today. Or fill in the bunny with the dark color and then the lettering in white. This or that? That's a this or that question, isn't it? Sometimes those type of surveys are very helpful to ask people, which would you rather do? So I am so happy that we are finding each other. I really love to read your comments from our daily time together. That is my #1 purpose of doing that, to be able to connect with people that also love to paint or just be creative in some way. If you've been with us a couple times this past week, you've probably heard me tell my little story, but when I decided to start Studio B, the purpose was to find other people that like to paint. I was working a graveyard shift type job, and it's just really hard to meet people when you have to sleep during the day. So I created Studio B as a paint party business, and I've met a lot of great people along the way. To be careful with my line here. Looks like I got some of it covered up with the white. That's okay. We'll make it work. Make sure we connect here. I'm going to have some fun stencils to show you next week. I'm waiting for them to arrive, but pretty excited about that. That'll be fun. All right, so what do you think here? I'm thinking I'm going to do the outline, black letters, and then the outline, so I better push my sleeve up. I think doing the letters first would be a good, wise choice, so I don't have to cross over too many lines. Now with this kind of lettering, you could use the paint markers, especially with when they get thinner. As the lines get thin and scrolling, grab my smaller detailed brush here. So I think that, yes, I guess we did talk about brushes. I don't have a specific brand that I go for, but Usually the artist level 1 and artist level 2 brushes have worked well for me. I'm going in slow motion here. This part's a little more delicate. If the lettering's off, you can just see it right away, you know? So this is a good time to go slow. Who's ready for the weekend? It's almost here. Let's see, this is an S, so it goes this way. Sometimes painting something upside down helps you get past seeing something. What am I trying to say? Sometimes it takes the difficulty out of something if you turn your canvas upside down to paint it and just concentrate on the shape that's in front of you rather than the picture in your mind of what something is supposed to look like. It can be a little less stressful, if that makes sense. So yeah, I am excited for April to get here. I've got several fun things in the works. And I can't tell you about it yet because I don't have all the details. But as soon as I do, I will let you know. I do have an weekly email that I send out. If you would like to be added to the list, if you would send Studio B a in Messenger with your best email, I can be sure to add you to the list and then send you the calendar dates of upcoming events. That way you're sure not to miss something. Give you a little more time to choose. Choose what would work for you. I'm hoping it gets warm enough and not too windy to have one of these daily painting times at one of our local zoos. That would be fun. Have my camera set up there, maybe by either an elephant exhibit or I really like the tiger exhibits. They can get kind of crowded though. So gotta be sure not to get my hand in the paint. I do have a little oops there, but I'm gonna let it dry and go over it. Just keep doing my lettering here. This Saturday we're having a paint your pet time here. It's in the afternoon. We're starting at 2 o'clock. If that's something you want to do this Saturday with us, I would need the picture of your pet by the end of today. Today is the last day that I can accept it to have your canvas ready for you. This is just a sweet, simple Easter wreath picture today. So I don't know if you've noticed, but after our live time here, I've been able to do a little bit of editing and posting a link to my YouTube, and then I share the link back, so it's just a little bit edited. So if you want to catch the replay that way, that's available to you. All right, now we can just continue with this brush. And real carefully, just follow the silhouette here. This type of pattern makes me think of vintage style, a rustic vintage style. There's just a little curve right there in the ear. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you guys are enjoying doing this. This is one way for me to connect with people, and it's also a way to let you know what's available. I think that's something we need, is more human connection, don't you? Everything's so fast-paced anymore. It's just nice to have a little bit of human connection. To have something we have in common that we enjoy. All right, on the home stretch here. If the bristles get too wide, you can rinse your brush out and reshape it a little bit. Because sometimes just reloading paint, it just gets fuller and fuller in the middle. And it helps not to have too much water on. You don't want your brush to be drippy with water at all. If your paint is really thick, you might just need a little bit of, water to make it a little more fluid-like. But this paint we're using today is nice and flowy, but it's got a good amount of pigment in it. All right, that looks pretty good. So we could go around and do a few touch-ups. I have one touch-up here. See if it's still wet. If you take a clean brush, get it wet and tap it on your towel so you don't want it drippy. Rinse, wipe on the towel, swipe to get the paint off, and rinse again. Rinse, wipe, swipe. That looks pretty good. So to save time, I won't go over the whole thing again, but I would let this dry just a little bit and then maybe go over the black one more time just to give it a little more thickness of color there. But this is pretty much it. What do you think? So I hope you enjoy your afternoon, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.